Hello students, how are you today? Our lesson today is the properties of ratio. As we said before, the ratio has the same properties of the fraction and as reduction, simplifying and comparison. And to put the ratio in the simplest form, the two terms of the ratio should be two whole numbers as small as possible. Example, write each of the following ratios in its simplest form. Number 1, 55 to 121. To simplify this ratio, you should divide the two terms of the ratio by the highest common factor, and the highest common factor between 55 and 121 is 11. So divide the two terms by 11. 55 divide 11 equals 5 to 121 divide 11 equal 11. And 5 to 11 is the simplest form of the ratio. Number 2, 1.5 to 3. To simplify this ratio, you should get rid of the decimal point. Here the decimal point, 1.5, the decimal point after one digit. To cancel this decimal point, we should multiply this term by 10. But if we multiply one term of the ratio by any number, you should multiply the other term by the same number. So we will multiply the two terms of the ratio by 10 to cancel the decimal point. 1.5 multiply 10. If you remember multiplying by 10, we move the decimal point one digit to right, it becomes 15. 2, 3 multiply 10 equal 30. Now we can simplify this ratio by dividing the two terms of the ratio by the highest common factor between 15 and 30, which is 5. So divide the two terms by the same number 5. 15 divide 5 equal 3. And 30 divide 5 equals 6. But 3 to 6 not the simplest form of the ratio because we have another common factor between them, which is 3. So we will divide again by the 3. 3 divide 3 equals 1. And 6 divide 3 equals 2. So the ratio 1.5 to 3 in the simplest form equal 1 to 2. Example number 3. Simplify 2.5 to 3.5. In these two terms, the decimal point after one digit, so we should cancel the decimal point by multiplying the two terms by 10. 2.5 multiplying 10 equals 25, and 3.5 multiplying 10 equals 35. Now divide the two terms by the highest common factor between 25 and 35, which is 5. 25 divide 5 equal 5, and 35 divide 5 equal 7, and 5 to 7 is the simplest form of the ratio. In this example, 0.24, here the decimal point after two digits, but in this term the decimal point after one digit, and we should cancel the decimal point. So if we multiply this term by 10 to cancel the decimal point, we should multiply this term also by 10. But here 0.24 multiplying by 10 become 2.4 still decimal number. So we will multiply the two terms by 100 because in this term the decimal point after two digits. 0.24 multiplied by 100 equal 24 to 0.6 multiplied 100 equals 60. Now we can simplify this ratio by dividing the two terms by 6 because we have common factor between them, which is 6. 24 divide 6 equals 4, and 60 divide 6 equals 10. Also here we have another common factor between 4 and 10, which is 2. So we can divide them by 2 to put this ratio in the simplest form. 2 divide 2 equals 4, divide 2 equals 2. And 10 divide 2 equal 5, and 2 to 5 is the simplest form of the ratio. Another example. simplify 6 to 0.36. Here 6 is a whole number, but 0.36 is a decimal number. So we should cancel the decimal point from this term by multiplying this term by 100, because the decimal point here after 2 digits. And if we multiply this term by 100, we should multiply the other term by the same number, 100. 6 multiply 100 equals 600. 0.36 multiplied by 100 equals 36. Here we have common factor between 600 and 36, which is 6. 600 divided 6 equals 100. And 36 divided 6 equals 6. 106 have a common factor, which is 2. So we will divide the two terms by 2. 100 divided 2 equals 50. And 6 divided by 2 equals 3. And 50 to 3 is the simplest form of the ratio. Here we have another idea. Number 6, 1 over 4 to 1 over 3. The two terms of the ratio are fractions. We should cancel the denominator or get rid of the denominator by using cross multiplication. So if the two terms of the ratio are fractions, we can use cross multiplication by multiplying the second denominator by the first numerator. 3 multiplied by 1 equals 3, and put 3 as the first term. Now multiply the first denominator by the second numerator. 4 multiplied by 1 equals 4, and 3 to 4 in the simplest form. Here we have 1 over 2 to 3 over 4. Also we can use cross multiplication. 4 multiplied by 1 equals 4. 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6. But 4 to 6 not the simplest form of the ratio, so we can divide the two terms by 2, because 4 and 6, two even numbers. 4 divide 2 equals 2, and 6 divide 2 equals 3, and the ratio 2 to 3 is the simplest form. Here also we have two fractions, so we can use also cross multiplication. 5 multiplied by 4 equals 20, and 5 multiplied by 2 equals 10. Here we have common factor between 20 and 10, which is 10, so we can divide them by 10. 20 divided 10 equals 2, and 10 divided 10 equals 1, so the ratio in the simplest form is 2 to 1. The last example. Here 1/3 is a fraction, but 2 is a whole number. So we can write 2 as a fraction with denominator 1, because 2 over 1 equals 2. Here we have fraction 1 over 3, and 2 become a fraction 2 over 1. Now we can use cross multiplication. 1 multiplied by 1 equals 1. And 3 multiplied by 2 equals 6, and 1 to 6, the simplest form. Now stop the video and try to simplify this ratio by yourselves, then check your answer. Here two fractions, make cross multiplication. 6 multiply 3 equals 18. 4 multiplied by 1 equals 4. Here 18 and 4, two even numbers, so we can divide them by 2. 18 divided 2 equals 9, and 4 divided 2 equals 2, and 9 to 2 is the simplest form of the ratio. This is your homework. I hope you study well. If you have any questions, you can ask your class teacher. See you next video.